and driving at the same time, but I am celebrating.
Are you are you standing or parked? Because I guess technically that's not drinking and driving, right?
I'm parked, David. I'm sitting here. Nothing.
Ryan, I have said this on my X account. I've said this on all our social media platforms. I will say this now in the show. We won. I will not be gracious in victory. I'm going to have some fun today, Ryan. I think we should have some fun today. We're going to take the week off. We're going to be here. Let's do what feels good in our hearts, Ryan.
And make fun of people that didn't think this was going to happen.
Ryan, I wanted to start fun because I'm going to get angry about this because I was flipping through before flipping through. It's scrolling through. You flip through a book, you scroll through social media, I suppose. I was scrolling.
Is it social, David? Is it social if you're alone?
I was scrolling through anti-social media. Tim Walz, I stumbled upon a video of him trying to be the bigger person. Oh, I think now is the time to come together and be neighbors. No, Tim Walz, fuck you, and I'll tell you why. Fuck you, Tim Walz. Because let's just say this election, but then we can backdate it for as long as it's ever been. But for this entire election cycle, and much longer, you've called Donald Trump a Nazi, which followed the trail. If Donald Trump's a Nazi, what are all his supporters, Ryan? His supporters must be Nazis or Nazi sympathizers. They'd have to be, because a sane person wouldn't vote for a Nazi, Ryan. So Trump's a Nazi. All of us, the supporters, right? All of us, we're all Nazis, Nazi sympathizers. They're publicly out there talking about taking away rights. We played the clips on our show, our very own show, Ryan. We played the clips. They were anti-free speech. They were going to take, the right's not absolute, and you shouldn't be able to have it, and expand that on all the other rights that we've talked about on the show. But I wanted to do speech at least because it was the first one. They talked about taking away your rights. They called your guy a Nazi, and now they're coming at you after they lost, and they want to be civil. Well, we should all be neighbors. No, you called us Nazis. You say we shouldn't have rights. I'm not playing the civility game. I'm not going to be gracious in victory. I'm going to openly call you a tyrant. I don't give a fuck. I will do it. I've done it already. I'm openly calling these people tyrants. I'm making fun of them. Get fucked. All of them. Every single one of them. I don't care. Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, even moderate people, get fucked. If you called Trump a Nazi, call him Hitler, literally Hitler in some cases. All of his supporters, Nazi sympathizers, you say we don't have rights. I'm not being civil with you. I don't care. The only thing that's going to be civil is the war between us. There's going to be no neighborliness. Just for clarity. I just wanted to be clear, because we're going to talk on the show about the Trump victory and how it feels good and why it feels good. And we're going to talk about maybe the future Trump, because I think we can all agree the first Trump, it was good, right? But there were things that I would have preferred were done differently. So now going forward, we're going to see if he can learn. We're going to see if he can learn from himself. Buff Mike, I know just the time to have you on. I wonder if we could arrange something, Ryan, when I'm away on hiatus.
Still working for the envy. I'd like to argue with you. I'm not trying to argue. I got insulted. Okay, here's the thing, David. Back to you said you brought up the freedom of speech as the one or whatever. I think freedom of speech is most relevant for what we talk about freedoms and rights, because this is actually the freedom of speech that this is redress of grievance, honestly.
The election.
I mean, this podcast is redress of grievance of government. Like you actually can't censor it at all. And when the government starts paying social media entities to censor this very program like they have, it's actually a violation of David and I's civil liberties. And anybody that voted for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, when people say that you are voting for censorship, what you're actually voting for is for David and I to be silenced. And it's not hyperbole, because the things that they silenced us for and censored us and throttled our content and whatever, the million other disinformation, misinformation, transgender information, whatever the fuck it is.
Dis and Mel, Ryan. Remember,
whatever
you have to remember these fake made up terms.
When you people voted for that, it's David and I. When when people think it's freedom of speech and all this, you think Donald Trump, you think Alex Jones, you think Milo Yiannopoulos, you think all these people that have been silenced, high-profile celebrities with millions of dollars and tens of thousands of dollars to get a fucking lawyer per hour. I don't. And they censored us. They openly do it. They target us. My phone's slow.
You know,
I got a new phone. We'll see how it does. I haven't dropped it yet, so we'll see how it does. I got a nice case, everything else, David. We'll go into the phone later. But I was targeted. Dave was targeted by the government. I'm sick and tired. Dave, I'm not going to be gracious because nobody that I fucking know in America, okay, other than these top class people like Alex Jones, and I can even talk to each other about being relevant when it comes to being silenced on the internet, because nobody I know has been silenced on the internet. No one I know personally. There's no business. There's no personality. There's no fucking comedian. Nobody that you talk to every day that you inquire. Nobody you follow on your phone or your 300 friends on your fucking Facebook account were censored like Dave and I were, okay? I don't want to say we're Paul Revere, David, because it sounds egotistical, but God damn it, I'm lighting candles in church cathedral tops, dude. Why do you think we're on Rumble?
Because it's
weird we got on Rumble
it's the echo chamber of conspiracy theorist, Ryan.
Yeah, is that why Tim Pool's on there, Mr. Oh, I sit in the middle. Is that why you're on Rumble now? Asshole. He wasn't censored. I wonder why. Ben Shapiro's never been censored or throttled, David. I wonder why. Dave Rubin. Steven Crowder, Alex Jones, Dave, what's his name? Dan Bongino. I wonder why. You know, Rogan never really been censored, except the Alex interviews, of course, David. And then, you know, no biggie. Just the largest consumed media thing of all time with the Donald Trump interview. That's the most watched thing ever. Okay, people, that's not an exaggeration. My little brother called me after all the election shit when I knew that we fucking won, when I'm sitting in my car crying, thanking God that Dave and I fucking pushed through a whole election cycle of censorship and won after the other side. I was told it didn't matter. Then why fucking censor me? I interfere in foreign elections. Go fuck yourself. Nobody you know can interfere in foreign elections, David, but me. Only your podcast host. Only you, David. Only you and I can interfere in foreign elections, David. Nobody you know. I don't want to hear people. You're going to fucking eat shit every fucking day. You get to share the pictures of your kids on Facebook and get traction. I can't even share positivity without it getting 2 fucking thumbs up. Where I got to unzip my dick to get a following, David. Because I've said so much stuff they don't like, but the algorithm didn't exist, David, when I pissed them off 5 years ago. They fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I won. We won. Go fuck yourself. Oh, one government official doesn't. Oh, really? You think we just red-waved everybody and didn't think politics didn't matter, David? Politics matters, bitch. You hear about it every day. I heard every day this guy's a rapist and worth nothing and a fucking liar. And all David and I did was cover news. Silenced. Go fuck yourself. I don't care if you're my mom. I don't care if you're my job. I don't care. I was censored on the fucking internet. Literally. My friend Dave was censored on the internet. Literally. By the government. Calm down, Ryan. Go fuck yourself. I can't sue them. You gonna start a GoFundMe page? Or are they gonna bankrupt that like they did the fucking truck drivers in Canada? I'll just use Bitcoin, the untraceable thing, Dave. Oh, they'll cut my internet. Why don't I use my satellite fucking option? Why do we have cell phone bills if they just spy on me for free? Fuck these people. Fuck you. I cannot wait. I will come on this program every day. I don't care if the stock market goes to 0 to arrest all these treasonous bastards and watch them hang. If you committed treason, it's death. I didn't make the rules. You agreed to it. Go fuck yourself. I didn't force you to uphold the Constitution. You wanted that. Go meet your fate. You violated everybody's civil liberties. You're about to see what they actually fucking mean. I'm not happy about it. Calm down, Ryan. You're at work. I got to see it on the news at work. No, they silenced my speech individually, people. You don't understand. I don't even want recognition for it. Because if they do it to me, David, who will they do it to? Everybody else. David was the one saying, we shouldn't do this to Trump and Alex Jones. You guys call this crazy. Right-wing conspiracy theorists. I'm not even a Trump supporter, goddammit. I just want freedom. It just happens to be this is the guy that I didn't bankrupt him. I didn't say that his money was worth nothing.
The best part is that we're not even fans of the guy.
I have not referenced one. Dave, we have a program. I haven't brought up a single Trump. You haven't brought up a single Trump policy. Everybody's like, whoa, all the policy. Are you kidding me? I can't get over his house being worth what he says his house is worth. What? How can I talk a policy? You can't talk about if the guy's a rapist or not. When the people raping people are literally the front runners of your party.
Well, that's honestly, that's craziness too, because to your point, Ryan.
I don't mean to yell. I'm just so pissed off. I got silenced for 4 years. They've got silenced for 4 years. I'm supposed to just, hi, guys. Oh, yeah, good battle, Democrats. You know what? I saw $1 billion and I laughed my fucking ass off. You wasted $1 billion and still couldn't bring Dave and I down. You still couldn't stop influencers. Podcast one. Fuck you. $1 billion. George Soros bought all the radio stations. You can't be the guy with the internet. I'm in my car. Fuck you, George Soros. Sorry, Dave.
To your point, about policy, though, you can't even get into policy because if the start of your sentence is, this guy's a Nazi, this guy's a rapist, then what am I supposed to do if I acknowledge that? He's a Nazi and he's a rapist. Yeah, he might be a Nazi, but, great, hell of an economy. The guy's a rapist, but hey, didn't start any wars overseas, so that's cool. Like, I can't get to the policy. I have to now fight you that he's not a Nazi. I have to now fight you that he's not a rapist. The fact that they had to go back 40 years ago to find some fucking lady who didn't say anything when he was a billionaire when it happened initially, but now all of a sudden he's a rapist. I don't buy it. To get to the chat, because there's a handful of different things. I know we've hammered this point home before. The private company thing needs to die a horrible death like the Democratic Party and the old school media, because the private company
Republican Party and the old Republican Party, like it did. You watch the old Republican Party die. I don't want to hear about Republicans anymore. It's not Republicans that you think are Republicans. The people voted aren't even a real voting demographic that you can measure. That's what I'm trying to explain to you people. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
You lose the private company argument the second the FBI has direct communication with the company. It's no longer a private company. I'm sorry.
Mark Zuckerberg admitted it openly
on Rogan.
It's not a fucking opinion. The guy that runs the company said it, not me. Not me. It's not me. I didn't make the policy. I didn't wear the cult jacket on a fucking news anchor website. Fucking creep. Go be a libertarian now that it's cool, though, Zuckerberg.
You know, the thing with the private company, listen, there's an obvious reason why YouTube and Rumble are different. And it's because one of them tells governments, world governments, to go fuck themselves. And that's Rumble. And that's why it's the platform of choice for them. Elon, he's coming around, come a long way. I'm starting to like the guy a lot. Chris,
that's a little scary.
Over at Rumble.
She's scared.
Goddamn. Loving it. Very similar to this point. Cold Summer, welcome back.
Cold Summer, what's up, bro?
Do you think Alex Jones will be back to YouTube now that MAGA has more control of the government? Maybe, but it's a very far maybe. And the reason I say that is because you have to, once you get in power, you have to annihilate these fucking nameless, faceless bureaucrats. They have to go away. I'm not talking about
why it's not going to be soft.
You can't reform parties from the top down. You have to destroy these parties or these agencies brick by brick by brick. You have to tear the wires out of the buildings. That's why I like Brian, because I know he can do that. You can't let
literally remove
appoint
Google
some
from
head
here.
You can't just appoint some head of some guy and be like, "Oh, everything's going to be better now because this guy's cool." Yeah, but what about
The
the
oversight committee,
thousands
David.
of
But the
people? Yeah,
oversight committee.
it's not going to work. You have to tear these agencies down to the core, destroy them, grind the bricks, burn the ash. You have to annihilate the bureaucracy. So if that happens in the span of 4 years, then goddamn, sure, Alex Jones can go on YouTube because I guarantee you, YouTube on their own, left to their own devices, just thinking like a business. Oh, people like this guy and he's making us a lot of money. You know what? I think Alex Jones has a place on YouTube. That's fine. And that exists right up until the FBI tells you no. I
And
don't buy
David, to
this.
further your point, if Alex Jones didn't make money, the court would have never said he's got to spend $1 trillion paying back the families of Sandy Hook,
Yep.
because
Yep.
obviously whatever they thought his business model was very successful because he was capitalizing on tragedy, even though the mainstream media does the very exact same thing every day. But Alex Jones can do it about a conspiracy that they don't like because it gets you questioning government narratives that are ran by a very secret organization and operatives that he laid out in his program years before he told you Sandy Hook was bullshit. Now, I'm not saying that YouTube, go fuck yourself. I cannot wait to go to court with these people. Get expedited. They're going to have to expedite you. Here's it, like, it might have to be to a different state that you violate a thing. Like, I wonder what the future will bring. Anyways, what were you saying, David?
Well, they're running out of states. So,
Alex Jones on YouTube. Alex Jones on YouTube. Look, David, to your point, if Alex Jones would just be on YouTube, he'd make them a fuck ton of money.
Yeah,
I mean, he made a fuck ton of money without YouTube. The reason, David, further, you said the Cars, the OG. The reason I even started streaming politics like this, literally exactly like this, was because Alex Jones told me to use Facebook Live and hijack it and spread information. And that was before the algorithm could be controlled by you on your phone and say, I don't want to see this or I like this. It was before like likes and all that shit kind of probably always did it, but you had less control over it and they were less transparent with it. And it was right after Trump's election, like a lot of those doors closed. And because I seen a throttle and personal. Yeah. Well, I seen a throttle. I was getting more views than friends. So like, obviously I have a wider audience than my base, quote unquote, David. And so it's just interesting. It's just interesting to know because YouTube even knows that Alex Jones would make fucking money, which is why they have to censor him. Because it would just be, it's like why Fresh and Fit did. Now, granted, I'm not saying that you should be able to say anything you want on the internet or whatever, but you should be able to have anything said on the internet in an open style discussion. Nearly anything. And the thing is the things that you want to censor maybe are the things that you need to discuss. And I will say that because the very people, once again, will stand up for transgenderism, right? But they won't talk about maybe the government faking 9/11. When in reality, they're both extreme conversations, if you really think about it, depending on where you fall on a spectrum of fucking ideology and all these other
Stephen Hawking
things.
to Donald Trump.
I'm so happy they did that for me, so I don't even have to make it.
You know what? Truthfully, because Buff Mike just said
they picked the most like weak person to fuck.
Didn't Trump say he wanted to go after the media?
What did he do with that podcast run? What did he do with that podcast run? Because what interviews did he turn down? Was mainstream media article. Like I heard actually from a family member, it was like, well, he's not doing any of the CBS interviews and Kamala Harris isn't. It's like, well, yeah, he didn't need to. He did podcasts with literally comedians and other people, and it worked. And not only did it work so well that it broke history books. And it's not because Kamala Harris is a bad candidate, David. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm most excited about. Honestly, truthfully, more than anything, the thing I'm most excited about. Again, I'm not the biggest Trump supporter in the world, but glad he won. He's always called myself a defender of Trump. The thing that's exciting, this signifies the death of the old guard media. Finally, it has died a gruesome, horrifying death that it deserves. The old school, old style mainstream media is the worst. And I'm so glad it's done. It's not coming back. They're not going to get cool. They're not going to pretend to be podcast people. It's not going to work. These people don't work when they're tested in the private market. Nobody wants to watch them. Nobody cares about any of their opinions. I'm so excited that they're gone. Kamala Harris, they went two complete fork in the road, two separate ways. Kamala Harris went the old school mainstream media way. She did all the bullshit CNN nonsense.
It's not even
And
mainstream.
Trump
It's
did all
legacy.
the
We
podcasts.
literally get to call it legacy, David.
Well, we should call
And
it
to go,
legacy because, to your point, we are mainstream now. The podcasts
yeah,
are the mainstream.
look at me. Look at me. I am the news now. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome. I saved America. Dave saved America. I don't want to hear the comments either. No, bitch. It's true. It's true. I cannot wait. Tell me how I seen multiple news articles. Hamas, David, is applauding Trump's presidency already. Ukraine and the Putin said he's on the phone with Trump already, gonna de-escalate some Ukraine conflict. Now, granted, he's probably gained some land, so that helps him. But I'm gonna rub it in your face every day. Every peace deal, every fucking time I buy bread for $1.99, buy one get one free, I'm gonna take a picture and put it on social media. When Cheerios are fucking $3 in North Carolina and $17 in New York, I'm gonna take a picture of that. So I get to subsidize them, David, obviously. And to go further, my dad said this earlier, that Erie County is actually a purple county. And I agree with him. David, to your point, how does it feel to live in literally a purple place?
You know,
like your vote was tenfold, David. Your vote you literally saved America.
Here's the thing. You can literally narrow this election down. You can throw 49 states out, and in my state, you can throw most of the counties out. This state came down to, did rural counties show out more than fucking one specific county? Allegheny County, which is Pittsburgh, basically, they weren't a split, but it was close enough that it didn't really matter. And that took it down to Philadelphia.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
It took it down to Philly. It was Philly. Philly was the county that mattered. Did enough people in Philly come out and say, yep, we like Kamala Harris? And they did not. And they did not because nobody likes Kamala Harris. She was unlikable the first time she ran. She was unlikable this time.
Trump hits you guys. I'm telling you, you Democrats, Mike, especially you listening, when Trump was so right when he said, look, she's the same thing as he is. Like, there's no way you skirt a fucking whole entire nomination process unless it's rigged. There's no way you can say the Republican Party is rigged because Trump fucking won. Trump doesn't have more money than the RNC does in totality.
Well, Trump was the first guy to win 3 presidential elections since FDR, I believe. So that was impressive.
Did you see that Kamala Harris only won the states that didn't require no voter ID or some kind
there's a lot of interesting stuff about the election.
Some various. Yes, also, like, if you removed all the mail-in ballots for Joe Biden in 2020, Trump would have won by the same margin he won this election by.
Oh, that's weird.
Just like Dave and I fucking told you.
It's almost like the graph.
I don't mean to scream in all your ears. I don't mean to scream in all your ears, but you told me I was yelling in a cave. You get to fucking hear the echo now. You get to hear the echo of the new media. Kneel to me. I'm going to be cocky and arrogant about, because you know what? You should be holding me to the standard that you're holding fucking all these assholes to. Send me all the news articles. I give you my opinion. I'll start charging too. Come on, $7.99. I'll do it naked. You see my dick on OnlyFans. I'm tired of it. Dave, how long Dave, you were there with me. Nothing to you, Dave. Like, you were always with me behind the scenes, like hyping me up to go out there, because I know I was a warrior. And now you're in the fucking light now too, but you were in the rooms. I was laughed at. I've been fucking laughed at and been right by smarter people, richer people, better successful people, and I was right. It's that I don't even care about being right. My whole shtick is like, yo, go educate yourself. They're fucking you. Like, it's a con job. They're trying to make you eat bugs and be a slave. I don't care if I'm right. I don't want you to eat bugs. I'm not eating bugs. But I'm tired of feeling crazy. And every week for 4 years, Dave and I made through a whole election cycle and proved to you guys and proved they stole the last one. Kneel to us. I'm serious. Fuck you. Fuck CNN. Fuck Spectrum News. Fuck everybody. Fuck the radio. David Bellavia's great on 930. I love him, but fuck him too. Medal of Honor recipients, not a knock to you, bro. You're a better man than me. But you guys waited for the facts like Ben Shapiro. You think the military is waiting to steal your elections till the facts come in? A fucking pen is engineered to kill you. What the fuck's a voting machine doing? But you couldn't. You couldn't. You couldn't do it. Because you knew. You know why they couldn't steal this one, David? And everybody, I seen the fucking messages. Oh, are you going to question the integrity of the election? Yeah, I do. We should every time.
Every election should be questioned.
Every should. Do it in paper. Make it one day. Show your dick and the fucking, your whole, I want a blood test, your social security card, everything. For whoever. Go ahead. Make it harder. I want it harder. Don't throw that in my face because I seen it. Here's the thing. They did the numbers, and to steal it, to make up the difference would be so vast that it would even be obvious to those that were blind. That's why they had to let it happen. It was a tsunami. It wasn't too big to rig. It's always been too big to rig. You were just dumb enough to fucking believe it. Enough people dropped the weights above their eyes like they ate the apple out the Garden of Eden. That's why the apple's red, David.
Mike says
I didn't mean to yell. I know it's passion.
He said he still hasn't seen proof. I'm not going to keep showing people proof if they're not going to look at it. It's fine. If you haven't seen
proof
about
what? Proof, dude, they censored me. What proof do you need? They censored. I interfered in New Zealand's elections. Fucking think about that. What is there to prove? Think about that, bro. For what? For what? Seriously. They didn't tell us. You're interfering in New Zealand's elections. Once again, I made the joke, David, but it's true. If I interfere in foreign elections, that means I can influence domestic elections. You cannot censor my speech. In domestic elections, at least. That's why you had to do foreign elections. Because you knew we're the media. They fucking know. You really think they're going to give you the keys to open the doors to destroy you? You think they're going to let it be easy? Keep telling me 360 sun rainbows around the sun is normal too. I've never seen it in my fucking life unless there was chemtrails. They've literally geoengineered the earth. They poison your foot. I don't. You don't think it's a grand scheme anymore? They locked the world down for something that didn't even kill all the people they said it was gonna. Just wait for those files. I told a family member about that. Oh, he's anti-vax. Yeah, good. We should question these fucks. The ones that lied about pharmaceutical drugs and cigarettes.
I would say
they lied about cigarettes, David. The most deadly thing they have ever allowed you to put in your fucking body.
Oh, just wait for the facts. Just smoke until the facts come out, Ryan. I'm sure they're fine.
I cannot wait to own Ben Shapiro, and he's going to think he's got the intellectual. You do have the intellectual debate. I have the philosophical one that you're just a spineless bastard. You have to wait for that's the thing. He is so wrapped in ego on having to be correct. I'm willing to be wrong, people. That's what's crazy about this program in different news media. I'm actually willing enough to say the crazy shit and be like, prove me wrong. That's actually how we should be looking at all this shit is like, I've already proved to you that they're trying to kill me. Prove me wrong. Mike, you should actually be setting Dave and I reasons on why they're a private company, not why they're not a private company, because they're not. They don't pay an income tax. Sounds like tax deductions to me, David. What, because they don't get a stock buyback program like GM did in 2008 during the Great Recession with the Obama administration? The thing is they can't operate like that, David, anymore because we know what communism is in this country. They can't do that anymore because there's no grand pandemic. That's why they literally steal your civil liberties. I'm not going lightly. They smoke screen Trump. He believed him. I'd believe him too. I believed him for about a month, David, remember? I know we're off topic. This is I told my dad.
There isn't really a topic. Everything's
bro,
on topic.
Anybody older than a millennial can get the fuck out of my way. It's not that you guys don't know nothing. It's nothing personal, but you guys are operating in a world that just does not exist anymore. All the guys at the union halls, all the guys in management positions, all the guys that I've been through 50 more. It's not the same, bitch. Do you know who turned out and voted? It was the 18 to 29-year-olds up into the
Men.
35-year-olds. That's really the split, people. You don't get to decide any. I'm telling you, you're not deciding anymore. You don't have the power you think you have. You may have more money. You may have the ability to fire me. You may have the ability for retire. Sure, you do. And you may win on paper. But when we leave, you sold your soul, bitch. Our founding fathers gave their lives, their fortune, and sacred honor. Read the documents of this country and then come tell me that Facebook's a private company. Congress shall pass no law that redresses, that abolishes, or restricts my address of grievance. And that's all this podcast has ever been. Because I will never in my life question or allow things that are power, that allow authoritarians to retain power. And I'm being told that Trump is going to be the authoritarian when it was the Democrats that were openly talking about censoring things on the internet, okay? It was only Donald Trump going to third-party podcasters like Theo fucking Von to give interviews.
You know,
Kamala Harris could have went on Trump and had one of the most viewed podcasts as well, especially Trump. Joe would have structured it so that it would have been Trump. It would have been fair. It would have been, believe me.
It would have been devastating. It would have been devastating for her. She could not go on. I saw somebody, and I don't remember who it was. Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang was on X saying, "Oh, it was the thing that was so devastating is that Kamala Harris didn't go on Rogan. If she would have, she probably would have won." I might be paraphrasing, but it was essentially that trail of logic. But the problem with that is it excludes the fact that Kamala Harris could not possibly go 3 hours unscripted with Rogan like Trump did. No chance. No shot. She's a stupid person. She could not go 3 hours with Joe Rogan and be fun and exciting. And that's why she did 30 minutes on CNN. And her first interview, she needed Tim Walz by her side to do 15 minutes, and it had to be scripted, and they had to post edit, and they had to be cuts, and she had to approve and disapprove. And no chance. No chance she was going on podcasts. She couldn't do it. Buff Mike said something about any other Democrat would have beat Trump. Name one. Name one. Trump got more votes than Obama. He got more votes.
Joe Biden needed a once. Yo, Hillary Clinton couldn't beat Donald Trump. Arguably the most qualified Democrat that ever existed. She had a husband that was a president.
Husband was president. She was a senator. I think.
A state secretary of state under Barack Obama during the Great Recession. I don't like to polish Democrats, but I'll polish it for you guys. He beat the fucking shit out of her too. Oh, he didn't win the popular vote. Elon said it. It's not that hard to win the popular vote. Trump didn't want to. Trump won the popular vote and all the swing states. Explain that. I also seen the thing that there's actually no blue states. It's just blue cities. Yeah. I've been telling you that. I've been telling you that.
Because all these people are going out now, and they're like, wait a minute, where did all these votes go that Biden got last time? And I can't help but laugh more. If only you'd watched the show, you know exactly where those votes went. They never existed. Biden got 15, 16 million more votes than Barack Obama. Really? Really? I've said it on the show how many times. I don't like Democrats. I don't really care for their policies. But Barack Obama was probably the most likable guy that ever ran for office.
And a guy that you should vote for.
Joe Biden got 16 million more votes than him? Really?
Do we have a final percentage of, because I think I did the numbers loosely, David. There's like 170 million registered voters, and like 150 million people voted or something, 140 something.
It's something like that. And everyone's like,
so it's like 85% of.
Yeah, that's
it's like the most ever. It's the most ever. I looked it up. Back to 53, it's the most ever. Highest turnout rate in the history of the country since we've been tracking since the 50s.
I remember growing up, and it was like, if you got 60% of people to show up and vote, it was impressive.
Dude, I looked at fuck it. It was my mom. I told her, I was like, Mom, 60% of the country agrees with them. You don't get to say, like, the way you're talking. It's not that you're wrong, but I'm just telling you, like, this hostility. Do you realize They're your coworkers, they're your neighbors, they're your bosses, they're your friends, they're your teachers, they're your like, what are we talking about? You're gonna hate everybody in your life because we want something different.
But the worst part is you can't even blame her because what did she get told for 4 years, 8
I
years,
don't
12 years?
she's
She got told he was a Nazi, Ryan.
she's a low information voter generally, and she just votes as she's told. I don't
He was a
blame her.
he was a
I'm
he
not
was
gonna
a
unplug her
Nazi
either.
rapist. He was a Nazi who raped people, Ryan.
The thing that started the conversation was she was listening to one of those comedians, not like Jon Stewart, but one of those other guys, internet comedians, about it. And they called Trump a tyrant, and she said something about brown shirts. And I was like, where were you during COVID? Because I was like, I was one of the only people I knew. And I was right. It's not kneel at my feet, but kneel at my feet. I was right. But the thing is if you know history, religion, and politics, David, you would, of course, not get the COVID vaccine when they told you. Honestly, it's just common sense to not trust known fucking lying, corrupt bastards that want me to eat bugs and die in a pod whenever I want. Just push a button, you'll die. Well, of course, I'm going to want to die in a world that you crafted to make me want to die in, you fucks. Don't swear, Ryan. We'll allow you on the internet. No, you won't. Fuck you. That's all the thing. I can't wait until fuck is on the TV. Because our third graders are saying cunt. And if you think they're not, fuck you guys twice. I'm tired of it. I told my father, I'm done. Get out of my way. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be here to bully people. But you start giving me resistance, you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're just wrong. They lied to all of you guys and made you take shit that will kill you. I'm not okay with that. The way I'm responding is actually very calmly. When they violated the Nuremberg Code, you know what hey Dave, I'm not calling for violence, of course. I don't want to go down to a United Kingdom jail as if I give a fuck what that guy says either when we revolted from that.
Do it. Come knock on my door.
Yeah, come on. I can't wait. A live stream.
I wish you would send a British man to my house and watch what happens. Cold
Fuck
summer,
these
to quote
people.
George Carlin, they got you by the balls. Taking down corrupted institutions is going to be difficult. Yeah, it's going to be a fucking hell of an undertaking.
No,
And
it's
that-
not. It's not.
It is,
I'm
though.
telling. I don't know. I'm not doing it. Claim 13 dependents on your taxes. There's nothing they can do. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's really what you do. That's it. That's the only thing America has to do is claim 13 dependents on your taxes. It's a maximum tax deductions. You won't get any tax deducted out of your paycheck. And then come talk to me, Mr. Government. And you can go ahead and try to jail everybody, but there's not enough jails to jail everybody. And you can try to build a jail. Here's the thing. There's nobody telling you to not do it. Here we are. It's our time. I'm the media now. Don't do it. Just say no. Get a new job. Build a business. Now, granted, I'm underselling how hard it is, David, of course. But if there's a will, there's a way. These people want you dead. If you do not find a way, you will. Here's the thing, too. If you think that you just went and voted and you get to. That's the one thing I wish Trump didn't say, because I know what he meant, but about you only have to vote once. If you think they spent $1 billion and are going to just get on a horse and ride into the sunset and say, good game, you're out of your mind. That was the Big Bang, okay? We still got the whole universe to conform here. And we need to go through and I really hope that we make a branch of the government called government efficiency or something and appoint Elon to it. And we should appoint a fucking robot to it. And he'll just go through and just, give health insurance to a robot. I don't give a fuck. You spend $1 billion on a campaign to go nowhere. Kamala Harris, once again, the people that voted for her were not voting because they liked her. They were voting on the policies of the Democratic Party. And what you were running sucked and no one liked. Dave said, use your senses for months. And he knew. He lives in the place that people use. The Amish voted. Are you kidding me? They don't even fucking wear condoms and they voted. They don't even have birth certificates and they voted. He said, use your senses. Dave was fucking more right than me. I'm just a crazy, loony conspiracy theorist, David, right? You're the stoic, political philosopher on the program. Go no. You think I'm gonna go quietly? I'm gonna laugh every day that I win. When I can't wait for that no overtime tax, and I'm gonna ask you every day how many hours a week you're working, Buff Mike. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Well, my pension's doing great. Well, my pension took it. Your pension's gonna take a hit because they gotta bleed out corrupt cocksuckers, and they're gonna threaten you. You'll lose your retirement. Good. Good. Give me more money now to invest and buy shit. Because when I get my pension in 30 years, my $70,000 is going to be like I was making $7 an hour, and I'll still have to work. My pension is not going to outpace inflation. There ain't enough money in that pension. And when you die, your family doesn't get it. So what, do you think Donald Trump has a pension? Serious question. Do you think the billionaires have pensions? Serious question. Do you think the millionaires have pensions? Because they don't. They don't. They don't. The wealthy, Warren Buffett does not have a pension. So if you're doing a pension for wealth, I could get it for healthcare, honestly, more than anything, the healthcare. Hopefully that's fixed so we won't have to be. There's people out there working full-time to just have a full-time job with healthcare benefits for their family when they'd rather be at home and be a mother or a father. And I'd rather have that for our society. I want some kind of socialized healthcare, David. I'll get there on another day. Cover all the heart attacks and cancer treatment that you gave me through McDonald's and cigarettes. You got diabetes, it's not your fault. You were born that way, just like you were born gay. Socialize it. I don't give a fuck. Give it to Elon to government manage.
Yeah, it's all.
You mean the guy? You mean the guy that can catch?
That's the Dave Ramsey economy, right?
Yeah, these are the fucking get out of our way. Yes, get out of our way. Dave Ramsey is not retiring on a pension. He's retiring with a business that pays him $1 billion a fucking 10 years. I've heard him say it. I've heard the guy say it. Sorry, Dave. I didn't mean to steal your thunder. I just can't handle the 50-year-old.
Your point is correct, though. The billionaires don't have pensions. They have assets. What do you think BlackRock has all their money tied up in? Private pensions? They buy assets. They hold.
Yeah, they're gutting your pensions to buy assets. Yeah, exactly. In the stock market, I'm not one to suck the stock market's dick either because I know that's indicative on bullshit. The wealth buy land and buy shit. The stuff they tell you to not buy, like gold, is probably the most. If you're talking about investments, buy a pension of gold. Because at least your $1 that you bought the gold for will be worth $1 when you sell the gold. Even if it is $7,000 an ounce or $2,000 an ounce, it's still $1 because it's $1 when you bought it.
Gold's a safe bet. It just hedges against inflation. But
it just keeps your dollar a dollar or whatever.
But it truly doesn't grow either.
No, it can't grow. If you adjust for inflation, gold is worth the same now that it was during the time that the Romans held it as the standard that they measured everything off of after they did salt.
Ryan, the other thing I'm excited about from this election, Mike said
we're the oracles, David. We're the oracles. Relish in smoking the fumes coming off the internet's fucking hot boxing. We are the new oracles. Bend over, people. The refounding fathers are here. I am not gonna go lightly. I had to get laughed out of rooms for a decade to get my roses the other night. I cried because I thank God that Dave and I fucking made it through this election cycle. I have been through so much shit personally. The only thing kept me going is my faith and fucking this podcast, to be honest, that I was like, you know what? There's more important shit going on in the world right now. I see the end at the tunnel. Things will get better. My countrymen will succeed. You don't think that, like, I didn't think that just because I'm going through it, everybody else is going through the shit I'm going through. Everybody's going through it, unless you're not. The people that aren't going through it are succeeding right now. Dave's going through it, but I know he's succeeding. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. But he's still going through it. But the people really going through it are really going through it. And I'm really going through it too. But I'm not doing it. We can't do it. We can't allow it anymore. That's how we got here. That's how we got the fucking $30 trillion in debt. All of our predecessors turned a blind eye and fucking played pickleball and video games and fucking drank or went to concerts. And you can do all that stuff too. But like, if you think they spent $1 billion, you think George Soros bought all those radio stations, you think he bought all that just for the election, you're so mistaken.
Yeah, surely he's just going to sell it all now, right? They lost the election. He's just going to sell all of his stuff.
Well,
No,
clearly it's election interference, David, and he shouldn't even been able to allow that to happen.
They're growing. They're growing the fight. They know they are behind. They know they're losing. They have to grow the fight. What they did in 2020 was temporary. They know they need a long-term plan. Buff Mike,
you know what's funny too?
Said he works full-time, starting his company, looking at buying property. Awesome. Good. Definitely keep that up.
Winning. Fucking win. Win, goddammit. Win forever. Buy so many properties that your kids need to buy properties to keep up with your property. Build forever. Fucking take over. Fuck BlackRock. Fuck the corporations. Make your own McDonald's. Open fucking Dave's Cheeseburger and shut down McDonald's. Fuck these people. It's done. It's done. I'm done. We need to be done. There's not the thing that the Democrats are leveraging is that there's not enough people, and that's their downfall. There's not going to be. They have no young people to tap from because all the young men went to Republican. Pseudo-Republican. It's not even a Republican Party anymore. We are the American Party. I told you guys this. Dave, we've been saying this for over a year now, at least. I'm done with Republican Democrats. We're just all Americans. I'm cool with the gay rights and gun rights and abortion. Let's fight. Fucking let's fight. Let's go. That's why we're here. That's why we're Americans. Because it's the only country that allows that debate to even take place. That's why we're Americans. We're not Republican Democrat. They've been hijacked. I'm here to hijack their shit back. And I did. We did. Dave did. I'm not climbing in the box no more. I don't even want an apology. It's not even like about listening. It's about, it is now time to like really have the intelligent discussions. And it's going to take a lot of emotion, but you cannot be mad at your fucking neighbors because you're working. 2/3 of your neighbors voted for Donald Trump, even in the blue areas, people. She was only winning by 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 votes, minus the big cities like Los Angeles and New York. But even Buffalo, I bet you if you look at how many Republicans voted Trump, it might be like 1/3 of voters. That's in the inner city, but there's only so many people there. But people outside of the city work in the city. Lancaster, the district I live, a third year, it was her going to be her 4th year as a House member, got flipped to Republican. That's Lancaster and Cheektowaga, David. We're not taking it anymore. It wasn't a red wave, dude. That's an understatement. It was a landslide. Historic. That's the other thing you people that hate Trump don't realize is like you don't understand the history that actually happened. And some of you do, I understand. But like you're not going to hear from Democrats of how historic it was. To shut out all the swing states, win electorally, popularly, he has like it's all vestige of power. And honestly, with that amount of power, you might see some very interesting conversations happen, which is what I'm really excited to see. Because we should see a lot of shape up. We may not actually see policy for like 2 years. Now, I say that, but Trump likes to get shit done. So all I know is they're going to be cutting deals. And I don't want to hear about corporations and all this other shit. Because I'll tell you this right now, like unless you're opening a business like Buff Mike is, like you can't bitch about corporations. It's the only thing holding shit together sometimes. But we need to replace them because they're trying to replace us. That's what I'm encouraging. This whole breakaway economy, this whole thing. Rumble has shown viability. Rumble won the election. Podcast won the election. Trump won the election. What more proof do people need? There's other avenues than they're selling. They're not going to give you the keys to unlock the chains that are holding you to tyranny. They will not free you willingly.
You know, Ryan, sometimes in business, what you're looking for, you're not necessarily looking for, a profit today, and you're looking for trends. Is it over time? Sometimes you're going to get this, right? But what you want to see is this. You want it always going up. It might be up and down, but it's up when you look long term. Something that's interesting, we are historically right now changing blue states to purple states to red states in very short periods of time. I remember Florida being a blue state, and maybe I don't know, maybe this is gaslighting. I don't, but in my mind, I remember Florida being a blue state, and then I remember it kind of being purple. It was a little purple, and then it was sketchy. Florida is a fucking red. Texas, red. It's a red state. It's redder than Texas. Florida's biggest city is red. Miami-Dade County is red. The state, red. Florida is a glorious place. Thank God. I'm so glad Ron DeSantis went back into his hole
PVD.
in
I
Florida.
simply will attribute that to PVD, David. Simply just Patrick
Ohio.
Bet David. Class action lawsuits need to be filed against that guy for applause because it was just.
I feel like Ohio was purple most of my life. Ohio is a red state. It's red. Pennsylvania is kind of a historically purplish state, but I'm telling you, it's going to be red. Like, it is turning. All these tides are turning. It's to the point where some of these blue states are going to start turning purple. Like, we're going to start seeing like Reagan style maps, but it only happens if you have a Trump candidate, a Trump message, which is it's a difficult thing to get. I understand that. So I don't think the fight's over by any means.
Does Elon run after?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. I mean, maybe. I can't. I think he would be so much more effective outside of office.
Rogan runs.
I just think some of these people are just in they're in the right roles right now. Like Elon and Rogan are they're right where they should. You stay right there. I don't need you in office. I need you getting people elected.
Yeah, we're fighting global government right now. It's interesting. We won. It's just.
Here's the other thing that's exciting. I was very excited about this win because I know it meant the death of the old guard media, but
I sang that Wall Street News article, David.
The other thing that's really exciting, yeah, I'll get that pulled up too. The other thing that's really exciting, if you look at the demographics, this election was won by men. Young men.
I forgot about the South African thing.
Latino men, black men, Muslim men, Jewish men, like just men, Muslim and Jewish people all coming together to vote for Donald Trump. It could be counterculture, right? Whatever you want to call it, an overreaction to what they're prescribed. But this is the Andrew Tate thing, right? Like they're so hard trying to kill men that we come back twice as strong. And for all the talk about abortion and the 2022 midterms and all that, it did not show up. It didn't show up at all. It didn't matter. Because believe it or not,
women voted Trump. I saw plenty of girls in Trump hats, just so you know.
Oh, of course. But that's because those women
are
whores. They're not whores, right?
Hot girls.
All these, for all the talk about how big of an effect abortion was going to be, it could not matter less. Because even people like Tim Pool's of pro, I wouldn't say pro-abortion, but he believes in leaving it on the table as an option, right?
He's not calling on abortion, David. He's sitting on when life starts.
Well, to be fair to Tim Pool in this particular topic, there's a lot of people who are in that weird middle, like, I don't really like abortion, but like, who the fuck are we to say whatever? You can have that discussion.
Don't blame him.
There's very few people who are like flat
He's
out
waiting
abortion.
for the facts, David.
Very few people who are flat out abortion ban, right? And I'm talking very few. Like, Trump is not pro-abortion ban. I've never heard him talk about an abortion ban or suggest an abortion ban. Fairly confident he went into office pro-choice, so like I don't understand where any of this comes from. That's where most people sit. Most people are in that center.
Most people are some kind of pro-choice.
Sure, absolutely. I am fully admitting I would be considered an extremist on this. I'm all in, like, with an abortion. I would ban abortion today, like it's murder, because it is. But that is not, I'm telling you, that is not the norm throughout the country. But with that said, all of those people who are in the middle, who are in the that pro-choice, they have other things they care about. They know the economy sucks. They know they can't afford to live. Do you think the first thing on their mind is, holy shit, how am I going to get an abortion?
God, I
doesn't
gotta
matter.
secure that right to abortion, David. Just gotta.
I
Bread's
really need to get that
$8.
right that never
World War
existed
III
back.
is on the horizon. Yeah, that non-government right given to me.
Yeah, never existed. It wasn't a real right, but no, I gotta make sure we win that back. You know, I
Well,
guess I'll starve for the next 4 years, not be able to put gas in my my car, and then I'll have to buy a $70,000 electric car because the government told me. But at least my wife can go get fucked and get an abortion. That did not happen.
well,
Absolutely not.
hopefully it's your child, David.
Well, I don't believe in divorce, Michael Knowles. Hold on, let me bring this up. What articles does Washington Post? Shit, what was that article, Ryan? I know I have.
The kid said hi. What article?
You just brought it up. I forgot what it was.
What did I say?
Was
I
it
got
the
distracted.
second term? What does the second Trump term mean for the Constitution?
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably trying to link it to like him being impeached or something and trying to overthrow the election that he won.
Considers how the U.S.
Come
Constitution
on, go
will
ahead, comment. Come
withstand-
on, Mike. Comment that Trump didn't win. Come on, I'm waiting for it. Come on, I'm just waiting. Come on. The red wave just came out of 4 years, David. That's it. It wasn't a 6-year fucking push. It wasn't an 8-year push. Come on.
Principles are, well, you know, Elon can't be. He was born in South Africa. Yeah, I don't. Well, he could still run for other
I forgot
offices,
about
just
that.
not presidency.
Governor.
Yeah, he could run for a lot of stuff or be appointed to plenty of things. He doesn't have to be president to be in office.
I'm telling you, Secretary of Conspiracy, Alex Jones. Secretary of Press for Alex Jones would be dope. Would be dope.
Yeah, I don't. I just, there was a whole lot of everything made about nothing. To be honest with you, in this election, they tried so hard. They were putting them in jail.
Well, you really got.
them. They were gonna the Nazi's a Nazi. He's a rapist. Like you could try everything you want to try. The people finally said, "Fuck you! I don't believe it." People,
You gotta
know what
ask
it was,
yourself
though?
too.
People,
What happens if they didn't spend that?
people believed their own eyes and their own ears. He's Hitler. I don't know. I read a lot of history books, and this guy really doesn't seem like Hitler. Like, it just isn't it. That's the average person. Like, it's not jiving with
What do you
them.
mean,
They're
David?
like,
Remember when he locked down the country and had the very opportunity to lock anybody up he wanted to, and he didn't?
people didn't. They got to a point where they just didn't buy it anymore.
I'm also pretty sure that they didn't start censoring information on the internet about COVID till after the election.
Maybe they're waiting for the facts, right?
Surely the facts, David, must be developed and cooked up in a lab somewhere. What about those monkeys that escaped, Dave? It's an interesting
Rumble
time.
keeps stopping me from posting the chat, like it's silencing me. No, it only allows you to chat a certain amount of times in a certain time period.
Yeah, you don't want to overload the server.
It says I'm
Volumes.
posting too fast. Yeah, that's the thing I just said. So it's like, it's not silencing you. I would do the same thing and it would stop me also. See, the difference is YouTube silences 1/2 of people who follow a specific political pathway because the FBI tells them to. And Rumble says you can't spam chats. Which, to be fair, I'm not on board with. I want you to spam our chat. I want everybody to spam our chat. Everyone hop in and chat as many times as you want, in my opinion.
Yeah, we get paid and we're the new media, so
Ryan, what else would you like to talk about today? I didn't have anything planned today. We really needed to talk about this. I mean, what happened during the election was historic on several reasons, and
most historic election in the
means more
history
than
of
it means.
America. Most historic election in the history of America. I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm serious. Okay, I'm not waiting for the history books, Ben Shapiro. You can go fuck yourself and your little Jewish, little uncircumcised cock. I'm not waiting. It was the most historic ever. You never see a swing like that. You've never seen a swing like that. Even the Reagan, because when you factor in the amount of people there is and the social media app, right? Could you imagine if Hitler had a smartphone? That's what I'm basically saying. They spent $1 billion. Never been spent like that before. We beat global government, boys.
Ryan, where did they get all that money? Because as we see from
Not
the
billionaires,
recent election,
clearly.
from the recent election, it probably didn't come from just everyday people because they didn't.
No, Trump actually, for those that don't think that Trump has grassroots support, most of his donations came from very low, relatively low denominations. By that, I mean like 56% of his donations were like $20 or $40 increments.
Well, I saw Bernie
Something like
Sanders
this.
take to social media to complain about Elon Musk giving Donald Trump so much money, but whenever you see that kind of thing, they're never going to tell you, oh, by the way, how much money we get from billionaires and corporations and big unions.
Here, I'll pull up the fucking picture because I have it. I have the screenshot of it.
Is that a thing? Can you do that, Ryan? Does it allow you to do such a thing?
No, well, I don't know if I can pull it up, but I have my own. See, David, what some people don't do is build their own personal database of news articles like I do that I can just go back and catch these people in real time fucking lying to me. Like, I don't need to wait for
You shouldn't be doing
facts
that, Ryan.
checker.
You should just wait for the facts to come out.
No, they can suck a dick because I'm hedging the mainstream news. I am hedging legacy media in real time. Yeah, I seen a thing that talked about how the money
you have to be more
that was
specific.
spent.
They can suck a dick because they're the peasants who lost.
Yeah. Oh, they spent $1 billion to lose. They gotta feel like a piece of shit, dude. Yeah, there was a thing I seen that said that Trump's campaign didn't get paid as much as the Harris campaign as far as like paying their poll workers and their election officials and the people running their campaign.
That's a shame.
But I can't find it.
I feel like the Harris rallies also paid better than the Trump rallies.
Oh, probably. I mean, I would think that. Come on. I mean, $1 billion and Trump didn't spend $1 billion. I mean, what more do you really want?
But don't worry, Ryan. The most elected man in the history of the world, Joseph Biden, didn't have very big rallies. So that's not an indicator. Ignore your senses, everybody.
Yeah, no, they stole that election. Trump has been the most elected president 3 times in a row now. So well, I'm sorry, 2 times in a row. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. So it's Trump 2024, Trump 2020. No, it's probably Trump 2020, Trump 2020. No, he outpaced 2020, right?
You know what?
Yes.
Right.
He got more votes in 2020.
Fuck it. He had more votes in 16 too. I'll just say it. Fuck it. Fuck it. They steal all elections.
Definitely did 16, but he had more votes in. Don't hate, appreciate, dude. He fucking did it.
I don't care.
Cheat Walker sent me a parking ticket for not having a bad inspection.
Nope, fuck him. Trump won. Sorry.
Yeah, how can I get a parking ticket for a bad inspection?
Nope, Trump won. You've been rejected. Trump won. Get fucked. Get fucked.
I probably should fight him.
I got pulled over, Ryan.
That's so weird. You brought that up on the pod last week, and then you did. God is a joker, David.
We were coming back from a concert.
Do you remember when my grandfather punched me in the car? Do you remember when my grandfather punched me in the face with a car? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, say your story. Come on, say your story here. Coming back from Iron Maiden, weren't you, Dave?
Yeah, we were coming back from a concert.
Run for the hills.
Ironically, it was the trooper. Listen, I hit a stop sign, and as I always do when there's 0 cars on the road, I slowed but did not stop, and then I went. So I'm driving down the road, and I see the lights come on. I'm like, what the fuck could he possibly be pulling me over for? So I pull over. Guy walks up to the car. I don't know if this is a difference in state or troopers handle things differently. I don't know what what the procedures are or whatever.
Well, David, you said you've never been pulled over in Pennsylvania, so clearly you
Exactly. So
don't
this is
know.
new for me. So he came to the thing like in New York, you get pulled over and they say, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" It's a chance to self-incriminate.
Yes.
He didn't say that. He said, "I pulled you over because you rolled that stop sign back there. You didn't come to a complete
Okay.
stop." And I went, "Oh, okay." And he said, "License, registration, and insurance." You're asking for all three. Okay, sure. Yeah, here you go. Here's the shit. Immediately, where are you headed? Now, Eve's in the car. So, I'm thinking, fuck you, it doesn't matter. Eve's like, oh, we just got back from the Iron Maiden concert. I was like, holy
People
fuck.
just gotta shut the fuck up. Just don't talk to them.
So he goes,
Sorry,
do
go ahead.
you guys have any drinks? And I'm like, that's why you pulled me over. You want to see if I'm drunk? Nope, sure didn't. Okay, well.
Luckily, you don't drink, David.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to walk back to the car and blah, blah, blah. And he came back like 10 seconds later. He could not have done anything with the information I gave him. Well, have a good day. I'm going to let you off with a warning. Yeah, I'm sure you are. Get fucked. Get fucked, tyrant. Trump won. But PA and New York, I don't know if that's a difference or if they've been told to stop doing that. But like New York will, in my experience, coax you into self-incriminating. Oh, do you know why I pulled over? Oh, was it the drugs in the trunk? Like, no, I pulled you because you rolled a stop sign.
Actually,
cool.
I got hit for tints one time, and the guy was like, "You got your license on you?" I was like, why are you pulling me over?" He's like, "Oh, tints." I was like, "Gotcha." Well, he got me, but I mean,
I got pulled over in New York for tints too, and I said I just bought the car. I figured they were too dark. And he said, "Yeah, well, still got to go to court." I was like, "All right, very professionally handled, sir." Get fucked, tyrant. Trump won.
Dick. Fuck you. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna fight this parking ticket and tell them that. How can I pay a parking ticket for a bad inspection ticket? Well, we're letting you off with a fine. We're doing original charge, parking violation. Thing is, my car's inspected now. You know.
A lot of times, if you prove it's inspected, they'll just let it go. But that's not even the point.
Yeah, like
protect and serve, sir. Why don't you do something important with your time?
Yeah, don't file paperwork to make money for the state of tyrants. I can't wait. It's gonna be chef's kiss. Really, truly will be. David, I bought a couple papers. I don't buy the Buffalo Snooze. This is the Buffalo News the day after the election. Do you see the headline here? Like how it's like structured?
No, Mike, you know what?
Graphic.
You know what? I can park on the road with a bad inspection. Get fucked, tyrants. Trump won. That's gonna be my response to everything. I don't care.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When I got pulled over, the guy was behind me. Okay?
Oh, he could tell by your plate.
How could he see my inspection? Right, but why would he run my license plate, David?
Because he's behind you.
Because he doesn't have to. I didn't do
they run. I'm pretty sure they run automatically, which, in my opinion, how is that not a violation?
No, they can run you. I asked him if he can run my plate whenever he wants, and he said he can. And I looked it up, and he can. Now, I don't agree with that constitutionally because I didn't commit a fucking crime, you fucks. But I bought the paper.
That's a legal search and seizure. That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. You can't run my plate. Get fucked.
I agree 100% with you. And they can say that it's driving is a privilege, but how's it a privilege when I pay for everything that involves the roads and the DMV and the police and the highway department? Everything that is tied to the roads that is said to be a privilege is paid for by me,
including the officer who runs your plate whenever he wants.
Yes, it's not a privilege. Actually, it's a privilege for them to work for me.
Okay, driving might be a privilege, but it's still your property, Ryan.
Well, if the government is we the people, if the government is we the people, is the police officer not my property to some extent in theory? That's why I've allowed him to be able to shoot me if I'm doing something wrong, because in my mind, we have agreed as society that these people represent the greater good as far as whatever the greater good means psychologically. And since we've allowed them to be the judge, jury, and executioner on the psychological thing that we call the greater good, we have therefore by default given it up to somebody else. But what happens when we run into these things that we're facing now? That the things they are obviously doing is tyrannical. It is not a privilege to drive your car. It is your fucking right. Okay, I'm sick and tired of being told this. Okay. I pay for everything involved. I pay for the police officer. I pay for the highway department. I pay for you to repave the same road shittily every 2 to 3 years so you have job security for the rest of your life to pay pension funds that will be bankrupted by the very state that are sworn to uphold them. Okay? The governor is corrupt. She has agent spies working for her. The governor before her was molesting people and murdering your grandparents and gave you legal weed so that you would let him off easy. Calling him a Pedro is an understatement because he's a piece of shit and one of the most corrupt people that have ever breathed. If you think Trump is an egomaniac, how do you think he feels when his father named a bridge after him and he doesn't have a bridge named after him? I'm sick and tired of people believing in politicians that told you that there's too many people, that life doesn't start at conception, and that bugs are an acceptable protein source. Climate change is not that it's not real, but they've lied to you about it. And it's not that I know. It's that the 87% of scientists that they ask didn't ask the other 100 fucking billion people. And you can get Neil deGrasse Tyson up there all you want to fucking lie to me. And that guy works for the military. I can't wait for that to be leaked. If science really is a consensus, then you would be open to conspiracies. That's all there is. We should have an administration of conspiracies, and we should have somebody whose job is to investigate conspiracies.
Well, that's actually a
branch of conspiracies in the government.
It's actually a super solid point there, right? Because that's what we're always told about climate change. Well, it's 97% of scientists agree. Okay, so we're ignoring the science. First of all, we're just saying trust these people, the scientists. So that's fine. So if 97% of podcasters agree that 9/11 was an inside job, it's not a conspiracy theory anymore. Trust the science. Trust the consensus. 97% of podcasters agree. Everybody, doesn't matter if it's a factual statement. 97% of us agree.
97% of podcasters had Donald Trump on their program and got him elected.
Yeah, 51% of people voted for Donald Trump. Get fucked, tyrants. How's
Get
that for
fucked.
consensus? That's consensus. 51. That's
Not
something
only-
majority.
Not only did he win electorally, David, but he won popularly. That's the beauty thing is this time you can't even say that he's not popular. He was not only more popular, he was the most popular.
No, we're all in the minority, Ryan. It's a small fringe movement.
Yeah, get fucked.
Get fucked.
Tyrant. The Democrats, you people that are against Trump are actually the minority. And you know what? The thing is that I'm realizing the reason you're so vicious and you can't help yourself is because you realize you're losing your control.
Well, when you are weak, you appear strong, right?
When you are strong, you appear weak, David. Except I'm not taking my kindness for weakness anymore. It's get fucked. Get fucked. I bought the paper 2 days in a row because of one reason. This was the day after the election. Do you see how it's structured, Dave? The graphic design, the picture, how small the pictures are?
Sure.
This was 2 days after the election.
So that's a big
And
one.
this is actually what I was expecting the day after the election.
A big thing that says Trump's your president? Because that's what I would expect.
Yes. Now, some people can say they had to wait for the Electoral College. No, they didn't.
You got to wait for the facts?
No, they didn't. I watched I watched 93% of Pennsylvania be called and said that Trump won it by 300,000 votes.
They called California at 0%. I don't have to wait for anything. Trump won the election.
Get fucked, tyrants.
Get fucked,
Fuck
tyrants.
these people. Fuck these people to the highest order.
You know what, Buff Mike? People can't be your property. Yeah, they can. Trump won. Get fucked. You know the funniest thing? I'm not a huge
people
Nick
can't be my
Fuentes.
property. They treat you like property. They treat you. They harvest your money that could go to your fucking family. Fuck that. No. I have a social security card like a fucking pig. No. They work for me. You're a public servant. I am the public, and I have individual liberty, which means fuck you. No, you silence my speech. Fuck you. I'm not going quietly. They whore you out, bro. Your money could go to your wife and kids. And you say it's for the greater good. Fuck that. They gave $1 billion trillion to Ukraine. Fuck you. Trump's the only president to not talk about nation building in 30 years, and you fucking hate him. You're a retard. You're a retard, and we're brainwashed. I'm sorry to tell you. I love you, bud, but you were fucking lied to. Just accept it. Just accept it. I did many years ago. I had to cry too that they're all poisoning me and it's a fucking contrived plan to harbage me out, whore me out, steal everything I've ever worked for, and murder me slowly and replace me by robots at the same time while they become gods with artificial intelligence and fucking biomechanical integration. They've written books about it, David, not me. I wasn't the fucking retards writing the books and all the super smart people at fucking ITs all over the place building the apparatuses needed to make the very thing come true. I'm not the one sitting on global government boards telling you there's too many people, even though there's not enough people, and that fucking meat is bad, even though meat is not bad. Of course, everything's bad when you're sitting down all day because they made you have a sedentary lifestyle and fed you sugar and then told you you're ADHD. When really you're just designed to walk around and do things. It's not ADHD. Your body fucking can't sit still. It's not what it's designed to do. God's not real, but government gives you rights, right? Do you realize the idea that God's not real? A single cell organism could never become a multi-cell organism unless it had code already written in it before it was a multi-cell organism, which means it was never a single cell organism. Your guys' logic is so flawed, you don't even see past it. The very scientific pursuit that you hold up as a truth to disprove God, the only reason there is science is because they were proving that there's intelligent design to the very life around us. And we got so good at measuring things with mathematics and physics, David, that we really just oversighted God because we have a calculator. Fuck you guys. You guys lost. Tyrants lost. Global government will fall. Global government will fall, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait until you have so much freedom and so much money in your pocket you don't know what to fucking do with it. I can't wait to watch America get poured into and have beautiful buildings built again, just like Trump's DC fucking hotel that you hate. At least he's building beautiful buildings. They treat you like cattle. They're our slaves. Kathy Hochul's my slave. She works for me. That she doesn't get a day off. She doesn't know. You're a government official. You're appointed that position. You have rights and all that shit. I'm being very overzealous, David. I don't want YouTube to fucking ship me off to the United Kingdom, say I want slavery, David. But these people work for us. They're trying to turn me into a global slave, and they're billionaires. They can get fucked. I'm telling you, Pete, we told you guys, Dave and I have proved it on the program, and you've seen it happen on election night. There's nothing else to discuss anymore. I work part-time at a restaurant with a buddy that manages it of mine for some extra money, David. And he asked me how I was doing. And I told him that I'm doing really well. I was like, other than, I'm showing up. I'm still getting paid. I'm still doing everything. I'm staying positive. And I was like, and Trump won. He's like, hey, man, can't talk like that. I looked him dead in the face like, dude, I'll fucking leave right now. I will leave right now. He's like, well, and I wasn't going to get anything. I was like, I'm not going to make anybody uncomfortable or anything, but I'll tell you right now, I will walk right out that fucking door. I said, I gave up too much for these people for 6 years for me to think that I'm just going to tuck tail and run now. No, you guys get to listen to politics now. Fire me. Go ahead. Steal my retirement. You're going to steal it anyways. You got, it's all or nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. The people that voted for this, it's all, you're not there. I don't negotiate with terrorists. I'm not negotiating with you people. We're changing things. Things are not okay. And you can say the tyrants, you can say the lies and the manipulation, but I cannot wait until all the scabs of government's fucking corruption are finally unearthed. Because I truly believe it's coming, David. I showed you the Buffalo News because I just was showing you literally how the media will manipulate you into thinking. They gave you a whole extra day to get fucking emotional before they had to fucking actually print what really fucking happened. You lost, you suck, you had a shitty candidate, you have a shitty party, and your platform that you run on is weak and frail and is anti-American. That's why you lost. It's not because Kamala Harris is a bad candidate. She's a very bright woman, actually. She maybe not be able to sit with a 3-hour interview, but you know what? She got where she was for some reason.
Oral.
She might have sucked some dick, but whatever. Everybody sucked a little dick. Look at Diddy. But I don't know. More than anything, I think.
What the fuck is this?
What?
It's spam in our chat right now. Watch American Kingpin, who became a Chinese mafia boss. I don't know if I want to.
But why do I have to yell? Why do I have to yell? I was told that it doesn't matter and that you could silence my speech. I'm not. Why do I have to yell? Why? Let me silence your speech. I get on here every week and talk very nice. I try to have political conversations with people and get non-emotional. I have to yell at this point. It's the only time you people listen. I'm not yelling because I'm mad. I'm yelling because I'm literally not okay with the way shit was going. I'm not okay with my speech being censored because you think that I'm interfering in foreign elections. That's not even real. And you're just so okay with it.
Newspaper can only print 100% facts. That's why it takes a day. See, I told you, you got to wait for the facts to come out, Ryan. Newspaper has never lied, Ryan. That's funny. The New York Post, the second oldest newspaper, posted about the Hunter Biden laptop, and if I remember correctly, they were silenced. They were told to take it down. But there's no election theft.
Newspaper can print only 100% fact if they print a rebuttal. And a rebuttal. Wrong, David. You just never read the fucking rebuttal because it's buried in other lies that they're printing. Operation Mockingbird disproves everything you said. They get paid to fucking lie to you. That's why I'm yelling. It's a military operation, bro. It's not that the media, it's not Fox News, it's not this. We beat the military. And I don't mean like the United States military. I mean like foreign militaries and foreign stolen things and dark operations within our government. They write books about it, not me. I can do this calmly. Believe me, I can do this podcast calmly and not yell at you about my civil liberties getting violated. I'm just not okay with my speech being censored because I understand the dangers of this historically. It's not something to just, why are you yelling, Dave? There's no reason to yell about your freedoms being taken from you, but you were out there yelling at me and shaming me about women's right to abortion.
Ryan, your candidate's a Nazi. Don't yell. Ryan, your candidate's a rapist. Don't yell. Ryan, you shouldn't have the right to speech. Don't yell.
They almost fucking shot him in the fucking face. Don't yell, Ryan. I cried. I'm yelling because I'm scared of what happens if we don't fix this. You guys think I'm kidding? Like, this is tough talk. I cry for my countrymen sometimes. If I sit around hard enough and think about how fucked up shit was going, and this might be my personal experience, sure. I may put a lot of it on me, whatever. I enjoy doing this, believe me. This is an animated contest of liberty that Thomas Jefferson told you about. There's nothing different. I've been in the battle too long to just pack it up. I've seen the fruits of my labor. Most people never get that. I'm very lucky. That's what keeps me going. But I'll tell you, it's not out of joy. It's not out of like I'm yelling. It's scary. It's scary to think that they're censoring my speech. That's not okay. I joke about that. I'll just get pulled over one day and never be heard of again. That could happen. And I'm a nobody in the grand scheme of things. I'm told I'm somebody by people that love and care for me, and I appreciate that. But in the footprint of history, But they'll do it to me. They'll do it to you, Mike. Make no mistake. Just step out of line a little bit. And here's the thing. That's really the shame more than anything. I've kind of built a life that I like. I'm kind of free a little bit of censorship as at least in my life, and it may not give me the best relationships or work experience, for example, but at least it's true. But the thing is you kind of build in like self-censorship. You build in self-censorship. And you won't say the things that you actually believe because you have to worry about your pension.
That's why economic freedom is so important. Economic freedom leads to actual freedom. But until you can afford to be free, you can't afford to be free.
Yeah, which I mean more than anything is why you gotta, it's not even supporting people. It's just like, dude, just fucking try. Yeah, like I'm hoping, Mike, like you said, I hope I'm right too. And if I'm wrong, rub my face in it like I'm rubbing your face in it. I'm not the thin-skinned ones. But I'll tell you right now, dude, you like what happened is the only way that this goes sour is if it's fucking people shitting in the punch bowl. Because this doesn't happen ever in a country this size. Never. Never, 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 never. So I guess more than anything, Dave, what we learned is that we have our finger on the very political needle that is guiding the discussion further. And I will humbly and graciously carry on the torch, and I will always be here with Dave and Ryan, December 17th, 73. Tune in on Rumble for the greatest podcast in all of human history. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time, your support, your just appreciation, your abilities, your passion, and just your camaraderie. I'm glad we made it through this election cycle. I'm glad we got Trump in there. And now it's time, like we always say, we got to hold him to the fire. The day, it's just starting. It's not over. And Buff Mike, I love you, man. And you're going to be on. But here, more than anything, this is the time for this kind of discussion. Because the idea is not only did we just get Trump in there, but we gave everybody a blank slate to figure this shit out. Because we took power back and put it back in the people. And I truly believe that.
I might have to set you two up. Could I get both of you on the show while I'm... Here's the thing. I may be MIA, or we might switch the dates for one of the shows or something. We're going to figure something out, but we could do like a normal Sunday night show and just have you two do it.
That'd be cool.
We can figure something out.
Interesting. Well, either way, Dave Ryan just...
Ryan, I'm glad you're going to humbly carry the torch, graciously carry the torch. Your words. I will not. I will carry the torch very... I will be...
Well, I don't want to yell, David. I don't want to yell.
I'm going to be... I won't yell. I won't yell. I don't yell, but I will be obnoxious. I promise you.
Oh, well, clearly, David, you're not. You're just not as upset as I am about your speech being censored.
You think Jordan Peterson's daughter wanted to block me 6 months ago? Wait, just wait. Oh, she needs to unblock me because I am going to be fucking obnoxious about this election.
She's going to have to block.
I will not let people forget. I don't care. You're a whore, and I don't care about your abortions. We're taking the country back. I need to be clear. Nick Fuentes, I'm not a huge fan, but Your Body, My Choice Forever is one of the funniest tweets of all time. We are taking the country back. I don't care. I don't care that you got fucked by 100 guys and you can't kill your child. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I hope they do ban it. They won't go far enough. Trump's not radical enough for me.
Dave, that's why I love you. Dave Ryan, December 17th, 73. Catch us on Rumble for the greatest podcast of all of human history. As always, David, I appreciate you most for your time, and I'll see everybody later. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for
Trump,
the chat.
baby.
And you
Trump,
will be on. I know, but this is like our thing. If you want to start your own show, hit me up. You can start your own show.
When you're trying to you're trying to hijack the parallel economy. Can't create nothing. I'm just kidding.
You're starting your own business. I know why he wants to counterculture. Start your own show. Start your own show. You can come on our show. We'll kick off your show. We'll figure something out. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Love you guys. Thank you. Peace, Dave.